What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to look at NBA players who forced rule changes. Now, from cheating their way into the All-Star game to smelling so bad their teammates had to leave the locker room, these NBA players forced rule changes. Now, as always, please like the video if you enjoy it, as it helps the channel grow, and subscribe for new videos like this one every week. Shaquille O'Neal was one of the most dominant players to ever play in the NBA. Standing 7'2" and weighing 370 pounds at his heaviest, Shaq was truly unstoppable once he got near the basket. Now, Shaq's only downfall was his poor free throw shooting. He averaged just 52% from the free throw line for his entire career, and opposing teams would often take advantage of this using the Hack-a-Shaq technique. The Hack-a-Shaq involved a defender intentionally hugging or fouling Shaq to send him to the free throw line before he could even get close to the basket. The idea was that if he would miss at least one free throw each time, it would slow down his team's offense by preventing him from scoring easy buckets inside. Imagine being so bad at shooting that teams would just give you free throws. As you can imagine, Shaq didn't take too kindly to this strategy. Being constantly fouled made him so angry that he approached David Stern directly and said, "Next time someone hugs me, I'm going to swing. I don't mind missing 15 to 20 games for this." Unfortunately for Shaq though, David Stern ignored his complaints and the Hack-a-Shaq continued. It got so bad that some NBA games would last longer than 3 hours because of all the free throws. It got to the point where some fans were even booing their own teams because the games were just too slow. The NBA realized enough was enough and changed the rules to prevent the Hack-a-Shaq. Under the new rule, any foul away from the ball gives the other team a free throw and possession. The catch was this only applies during the last 2 minutes of a quarter, so for the remaining game time, the Hack-a-Shaq strategy can still be used. James Harden cheated his way to a 30-point per game average, or at least that's what some of the skeptics would have you believe. This all started though when Harden was traded from the Oklahoma City Thunder to the Houston Rockets back in 2012. When he played in OKC, Harden was one of the best bench players in the NBA. He averaged 17 points per game on almost 32 minutes per night. But once he was traded to Houston, he became one of the best scorers in the league. In his best season with the Rockets, Harden averaged 36 points with almost 12 free throw attempts per game. Now, for comparison, LeBron James only averages 6 free throws per game in the same season. So how was James Harden getting 6 more free throw attempts per game than LeBron James? Well, Harden was using an unstoppable move that no one in the league could defend. When a defender would challenge Harden, he would lock arms with them to force a foul call. When this move is done properly, there is nothing the defender can do about it except wait until the referee calls a foul on them. Harden was using this move to get opposing defenders in foul trouble and to get more free throw attempts per game. In 2017, the league had to step in and officially introduce the James Harden rule. The rule states that NBA players can no longer draw a foul by forcing contact themselves, and if a player is no longer shooting before the foul, it's just a common foul. James Harden was traded to the Brooklyn Nets last season, but is still a master of getting fouls on his defenders. Despite the Harden rule now being implemented, he still averaged 7 free throw attempts per game last season. Now, Zaza Pachulia isn't the most well-known player in the NBA, but he set the record for causing the most rule changes in a single season. Back in 2017 and leading up to the NBA All-Star game, the All-Star teams usually come down to the best players in the league facing off against each other. But something weird happened that year with the votes. Out of nowhere, Zaza Pachulia was getting more votes than Kawhi Leonard and Anthony Davis. If we look at Zaza's stats that season, he was averaging an underwhelming 6 points per game, compared to Kawhi and AD, who were averaging 25 and 28 points per game respectively. So clearly something weird was going on here. But the NBA figured this out quite quickly. They couldn't exactly have a bench player averaging 6 points starting in the NBA All-Star game. Zaza was born in Tbilisi, the largest city in Georgia with over 3.7 million people. And because he was the only NBA player from Georgia, the whole country rallied together to vote Zaza into the All-Star game. But although Zaza had enough votes to become a starter, it was clear that he didn't belong with the likes of LeBron James and Kevin Durant. The NBA was forced to create the Zaza rule. which made the fan vote worth 50% less. Players can now only make the All-Star teams if they actually deserve it. So this was actually a pretty good rule change. But this was just the first rule change that Zaza had in 2017. Just a few months later, the infamous incident where Zaza almost ended another player's career happened. It was a 2017 Western Conference Finals between the Warriors and the Spurs. In Game 1, Kawhi Leonard was dominating against the Warriors. The Spurs were up 21 points, and Kawhi had 26 points early in the third quarter. This is when Zaza Pachulia decided to show the world how low he's prepared to go just to stop Kawhi Leonard. When Kawhi was coming down from a corner jump shot, Zaza shuffled his feet into Kawhi's landing zone. Kawhi landed on Zaza's foot and badly rolled his ankle. Kawhi was clearly in a lot of pain and would not return for the rest of the series. With Kawhi Leonard out of the game, the Warriors went on a huge run and ended up winning Game 1 by 2 points. The Warriors then went on to sweep the Spurs, with Kawhi Leonard watching from the sidelines. This incident forced the NBA to create another Zaza rule. This rule change now prevents reckless closeouts towards shooters. So if the move happens, referees can call it a flagrant foul or technical, which would also get a player fined. Like Zaza, Adam Morrison is another NBA player who is more well known for his controversies than his play on the court. Now, you would think that millionaire NBA players would take their health and hygiene very seriously, and most of them do, but like all rules, there are always exceptions and always those who decide to break them. Adam Morrison and Gerald Wallace got into a heated debate one day after practice because Morrison wasn't showering after training. It sounds ridiculous, but this actually happened. Morrison's excuse was that he wanted to go home to take a shower in his own house. But imagine how bad this man must have smelled to have his teammate argue with him about taking a shower. Adam Morrison's habits were a nightmare for his teammates though. He would often show up to practice without showering and would constantly chew tobacco and spit it everywhere. It was also rumored that he wore the same 3 polo shirts for an entire season. Because of players like Adam Morrison, the NBA's hygiene rules have gotten stricter than ever. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button as it helps the channel grow, and subscribe for new videos like this one every week.